Did you remember years ago putting up a Christmas tree, or was there Christmas trees in your days?
No.
Not in our early days. When we got older, like we might go out and get a bit of a holly tree, or you had a few branches.
We just put up the holly and the decorations.
Yeah.
Decorations, the hoops, you know, those ones on the roof. That's all I remember. And balloons, we had some balloons. But we never had a Christmas tree until, we were big then, weren't we?
Teenagers, I'd say, when we had the
could have been 20. Yeah.
And what are we talking, the 1960s or 1950s?
1960s, probably be late 60s, would it?
Yeah, it would have been late 60s when we had our Christmas tree. And that was 2 branches tied together.
And ours was a holly tree.
A few bit of tinsel on it. Yeah. And that was our Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So
maybe a few balloons.
Yeah, so balloons to fill up the holes and what have you.
And you were telling me you had a holly tree.
We had a holly tree. It was lovely now, the holly tree was. It was shaped like a Christmas tree. And it was lovely. It wasn't very high now, but we had it up on a box or something in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And there was still berries on it. A few decorations. We hadn't a whole lot of decorations. We had some lights on it.
Yeah.
But it was lovely, absolutely lovely. I think it was the nicest Christmas tree I've seen. I still talk about it. Yeah. So.
And there was berries on it as well.
There was berries on it, yeah. We just got, say, a short while before Christmas. So. You know, it's not like now that have Christmas trees up for months and weeks before Christmas.
Yes, too early now. It's
Yeah.
in November.
Yeah.
Starts in November.
Halloween and
yeah.
Christmas run into one now, sort of thing, though.
That wasn't the case years ago, was it?
No.
It was a week before Christmas. That's
You'd
all.
put up your decorations.
That's all.
But Halloween was, you know, you had a good space between them. You wouldn't be putting up decorations and stuff for Halloween anyway.
No, that's a new thing.
You'd be getting dressed up to go out for the night.
That's it.
And it's not like the kids today, they run up to you with a bag, trick or treat. Yeah. We went around, we'd go around for miles, you know, dress up.
Yeah, you had to sing or say a poem or do something or you'd get nothing.
No.
You had to sing.
Yeah, you'd have to sing. You wouldn't get out of the house to bring you into the house that time. Yeah. You either had to sing, say a poem, or you wouldn't get anything.
No.
And we'd have one bag between us. We'd walk a good bit now.
Put everything into the one bag and then divide it up.
When we come back to the house, come home, the bag would be emptied out on the table. And that's for you.
Nuts and
the way
sweets.
We'd be going on. Actually, we were delighted with it, because you wouldn't have got that many sweets or anything back then, you know. So.
Did he give out money here in Coolgreany?
We did get a few pennies,
We got money.
Yeah.
And it was divided out when we came back. We just had the one bag anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got money in Ballygard as well, where I grew up as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there'd be a few pennies in, and we were delighted with it, weren't we?
Yeah.
Not like the kids today that get too much, you know. But,
and noise in the background, if anyone's listening, it's just a dog walking around having a drink. That's all. What's her name?
Jessie,
right?
Yeah.
But years ago, it's funny now. So at Halloween years ago, you get a few nuts, maybe a few apples.
Apples, maybe. The odd lollipop, maybe.
Wouldn't be very many sweets now, but nuts, apples and money. Yeah. That was the 3 things we kind of got.
And would you wear a vizard?
Yeah. You'd have to have a vizard and dressed up. You'd be going around ages before that trying to find old clothes, you know,
belonging to your daddy.
You wouldn't know who would be belonging to.
You'd be putting your father's stuff on you.
Anything you could find, you know.
And it'd be too big and you'd have to get twine to tie it into.
and it could be spilling rain, you still went out.
Yeah.
We'd walk a good bit now. We'd go to that side of the village and then we'd go all around the village and back down to Emmett's.
We'd go a good distance.
Yeah.
And you'd put out stockings on your hands and everything, would you?
You'd have, we used to put a nylon sock on our head, you know, over our hair. And then the vizard. You know.
Yeah, but we didn't put anything on our hands. Gloves.
Maybe gloves at times,
And the girls would pretend they're boys, and the girls.
Yeah, we
boys
were.
would-
Whatever you'd
Yeah,
find.
that's the way it was.
Wherever you'd find a home for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, this would be going on for weeks, really, before Halloween. You'd be trying to figure out something to wear for the night.
And you wouldn't. Would it be a homemade visit or would it be a bought visit?
No,
No, it'd be a bar visit.
although we did make one or two, didn't we, over the years too?
Not many.
I
Well,
think
I always bought a visit anyway.
Yeah.
Well before the time, and I'd be saving up for it.
Yeah, well, we did more or less have the bought ones,
Yeah.
but once or twice we did make one.
What would you make them of?
Big cardboard and draw on it and eyes and cut
Yeah.
out the eyes and the nose and the mouth, but we only done that about once or twice, I'd say.
An old would you ever use an old pillowcase or an old lace curtain or like that?
No,
No.
that's all. We might even having a piece of fur or something to put it around us. Anything you could find, really, you know.
Yeah.
Did your mothers and fathers, the mothers in particular, would they made Colcannon a Halloween
I was
night?
just going to say that to you now.
Yeah. We
That evening we'd have
Colcannon, yes.
and my mother used to put money in it.
Yeah. You used
She'd put in the tin foil, well, she'd wash it well before, but she still put it in it.
Yeah.
Could be sixpence or something like that. And,
I got no money in my Colcannon. There was never any in it.
Mammy always put stuff in it.
She went in for traditions.
Yeah.
My mother was the same. We called it money dinner.
Money dinner.
Yeah, it was children, but it was called money in Colcannon. Or sometimes it ring in the Colcannon as well. Or do you ever see that? No.
I don't know whether I can't remember that part of it. But yeah, the money anyway, mainly money. And then if someone didn't get money, she'd probably sneak it onto your plate or something like that, you know.
Keep them all happy.
Keep everyone happy.
Yeah. And tell me this now, I'm going to ask you. When I make Colcannon home to a mammy made it, what do you make? What goes into your Colcannon?
I think the Colcannon Mammy made was the cabbage and the carrots and onion.
Was there turnips in it as well?
She might put a bit of turnip.
Turnips as well. Was in ours anyway.
Potatoes and
Yeah.
mash it all up together.
Turnip
Loads.
Yeah, we had
Little bit,
turnip in it, yeah.
I know
Lovely.
a lot of people didn't do that, but I think the main Colcannon, Mammy used to do that lots of times, but I think the main one was the cabbage and the carrots
Yeah.
and onion and potatoes. I think that was the main, and loads of butter in.
We used to use parsnip in ours.
Yeah, a lot of people did use parsnips. So we didn't know.
No, it was turnips. We had turnips.
Turnips.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Lovely.
Lovely. And was it all, like in our case at home, it was one pot and it was just small bit of water.
Yeah,
Everything was
steamed.
thrown
everything
into
went
it.
into it.
Slowly
Yeah.
cooked and
Yeah.
Now, did you have a user we were out in the country, Mammy and them cooked over the open fire. Did you have the open fire or did you have a cooker?
No, we had a cooker. We were lucky
Yeah, we did.
but in Ballyfad now we had an open
In the
fire.
old houses.
In the old house there was an open fire, and they used to make the bread in, over the.
fire.
But we were very young when we left. We were on 3
Yes.
when we came down to Coolgreany, so.
I don't remember it really.
No, bits and pieces. I know we used to play in the stream outside of our house.
Yeah.
We lived in the river as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stream.
yeah. And the bridge, the bridge as you're going up to Ballyfad there, our cottage was on the other side of it. But we used to, remember grandfather put bushes so we wouldn't go down the.
We were only small.
We were
only 2 at that time.
2, and we were going down to the river the whole time, and he put bushes in the. Because he used to go down and dip into the river to try and stop us from.
Could have been
Because
drowned.
they were afraid, and anyway,
So,
Do you remember
it didn't stop us.
Do you remember children years ago being put in tea chests? They wouldn't have playpens.
We
I've
heard
heard
people
it.
heard
We've
of it,
heard
but
of it, but we
didn't have it.
didn't have it. I don't think. I
No,
don't
we
think
used to
did.
hear people talking about it already.
Yeah.
That was before we never seen that.
No, I don't think I.
So if you moved from the country into here, that was like going into a town to some degree, was it?
It would
see.
be, and it would have
Yeah,
been.
because you lived up in the wood.
Yeah, because
the
there
other
was no
side of the-
electricity.
No, or no
There be no
water.
water, or
Yeah.
So
And we had, no toilet, no electricity, no.
that time,
That time.
Yeah.
And then when we moved down here, like,
everything was here.
you had a toilet, running
like winning the
water,
lotto.
a sink, and in the scullery, as they used to call it then,
Yeah.
and what else?
Yeah, because Mammy said the same. Didn't
And
Mammy?
the range, there was a
range.
jubilee cookery in the kitchen. And
Yeah.
sure, look, our mothers must have had her in heaven.
Yeah.
You know, and having running water in the house and,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, before they were going off with a bucket to collect water out of the well
Yeah,
or a spring well
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah,
And cooking on the open fire, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
that was
That's
some
the way
change, wasn't there?
yeah.
Must have been some change for them.
But we kind of don't remember it really. I don't.
Not a whole lot.
much,
You wouldn't
no.
remember at that age now a whole
No.
lot, but bits and pieces.
Yeah. You hang on to little bits of, I see the dresser behind you here in the background.
Yes.
Did your mother and them have a dresser in her old house where she lived up
She
in the woods?
did. She did. We always had a dresser. And I was old and it fell asunder, and then there was nothing to put the delf on, so we got this made. So it's just a few shelves to put it up.
Going back, everyone had a dresser.
Everyone
in
had
their
a
house,
dresser at that time.
You know.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting the way you hung on, you remember the dresser, even though in some ways it doesn't serve a purpose now, it's more
No,
decoration.
but yeah, it's more of a decoration now compared to years ago.
Yeah.
Everything was
Was
put
the
on the
same.
dresser. and all
Everything,
that.
cups,
Yeah,
hanging up.
everything.
They had the hooks on the...
Yeah.
Have you got that? Yeah.
But it's interesting the way we still remember those times, or remember those little
Yeah,
things,
there's bits sticks in your mind.
things that will kind of I'd say you wouldn't get rid of that now. honest.
No, I grew up with the dresser and I always liked the dresser, so I wouldn't get rid of it. Someone else would probably get rid of it. But no, I always liked the dresser.
And is it a connection to the past that you're interested
Could
in?
be, yeah, could be, yeah,
I said there was always one in the house, so,
yeah.
you know.
You'd one as well.
Well, not as such as, you know,
Well,
there's glass in front of it. It'd be more of a
kind of
a modern type thing,
yeah,
you know, but it's not the old-fashioned dresser.
no.
Yeah.
But come here to me, I'm going to go back to Christmas for you, right? So you were saying that come Christmas, come Christmas years ago, you didn't have a Christmas tree, was that right?
No, we
No,
never had
not
it.
when we were young, no.
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 So,
And what did you put up again? You were telling me you used to put up a holly tree.
Well, that was the first Christmas
yeah.
tree we ever had, was this little holly tree, you know.
but then you were older that time. You
Yeah,
were
sure, teenagers then,
that
you
time.
know, so
You know,
that was the first Christmas tree we ever had, so
yeah,
That was the 1960s.
in the 60s, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it would have been, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And did you have little fairy lights on it, or?
We did
Yeah.
at that time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a few little decorations. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
a whole lot really,
No,
but with the holly tree it had the berries on it as well, which made the whole thing, and then a few lights
Yeah.
on it. You know, it was really lovely. Yeah.
And the bit of holly and ivy, everyone put that up years ago, didn't
Yeah,
yeah,
you'd be
we always had up
behind-
behind the pictures.
Yeah,
Any pictures was
Yeah.
Holly always went up behind the pictures.
yeah. Used to be
Course,
going
yeah.
on before Christmas. You'd have to
Yeah.
go out to get the holly.
Yeah,
To put up behind the pictures.
yeah, we used to go
Yeah.
collecting holly in the wood.
Yeah, or along the
Yeah.
field ditches. Or,
Yeah.
And where would you put the ivy?
We just put it in a vase, kind of,
yeah.
or maybe
Well,
on
other
top of the
people that
dresser.
have it on the mantelpiece, you know,
Yeah.
hanging down or something like
Something,
that.
yeah,
You know,
maybe on top of the dresser.
but we'd
That
more or
used to
less
be up
have
there.
holly. Holly would be.
The number
We'd
one.
have a little bit of ivy, but not too much.
And tell me this, when would you put up the holly and ivy?
We probably do a Christmas week because you
Yeah,
know the
a
way
few days before Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 days.
because it dry out, you know, in the
Yeah.
house. The holly would get
Yeah.
dry out on you behind the pictures. And so that's why we used to leave it till just a few days. Yeah, a few days before Christmas.
That's it.
And when would you take it down, eh?
Not till after the 12th or
yeah,
the
6th of January.
yeah
Little
after
Christmas.
yeah
You didn't
every
take
day.
down any decorations until the 6th of January.
till after the
Till
6th.
after the 6th.
Yeah,
Little Christmas.
that was my mother anyway. She
Yeah.
wouldn't,
We
they
were the
wouldn't come
same.
down till then, you know.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
was the same that time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
tell me this, did you have where I grew up in Ballygart, we always had another dinner on Christmas, little
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, I was just going to say that to you.
Yeah.
Your mother always made sure you had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
A special dinner on Little Christmas as well. you know,
yeah.
like Christmas Day.
And it was mostly roast beef we got.
Yeah,
There was no turkeys that time.
yeah.
I don't remember turkeys.
No,
Did you
we
have
didn't have
turkeys?
turkeys, no. Either mostly, as you say, roast beef.
Roast beef. That
Yeah,
was the
or
main.
maybe sometime chicken.
Yeah.
know.
But no.
And you know the way now to say the women's little nulling them on. I bet in your day, did your mother have the day off on Little Christmas?
They never had a day off.
No. They never had a day off.
No, they didn't.
They were still cooking on that day.
Yeah.
No.
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 They're in the house the whole time nearly, you know.
Yeah.
They didn't go very far, did they?
No, not
And had
really. Not
auction or something like that. Your
Yeah.
mother and mine would be going off and
so.
pick up pieces for the house, you know,
Yeah.
things like that.
Do you ever remember someone was saying to me that, well actually mother was telling me, when come Pancake Tuesday,
Oh,
they
yeah.
always keep a little bit of the holly from Christmas to light the fire for Pancake Tuesday. Do you ever come across that?
No.
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 No. No, I never done that.
Do you ever come across, you take a little bit of the straw from the crib?
Oh, yeah, we always
yes,
do that.
we do that.
Every Christmas, we still do
We
it.
still do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we put it in our own little crib. I bring
Yeah.
it home and put it in the crib here.
Yeah.
So we still do that.
And would you ever put a bit in your purse for a bit of luck?
That's
Yeah.
that's another thing.
No, I didn't do it for luck, but I'd put it in either in my pocket or a purse or more or less
I
a
only
pocket.
started
I'd
to
have.
do that lately
Yeah.
because someone told me,
Oh.
keep it in your purse. You'll always have money.
Really?
Yes. I never done it years ago. It was only in latter years.
No, I used to have a coat and I'd have an inside pocket in this coat
Yeah.
and I'd have it in there,
Yeah.
you know.
So,
Yeah, Granny used to do it with the straw from in her purse.
Yeah.
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 I only done that latterly, you know.
I must get some this year.
You'll always have money or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Tell me this, come up, say the few days before Christmas years ago. Did you go to midnight mass around?
Oh,
here?
yeah.
Oh,
always,
yeah. We always went to midnight mass. Always.
I remember there was a crowd of women. My mother she wasn't that strong, but she'd go the odd time. Remember we used to
Yeah.
walk back up to Ballyfad for midnight mass that time.
Yeah.
But we have a church in Johnstown, that's our church now, but we used to go up to Ballyfad.
A mile and a half away.
And we was
Yeah.
the same to Ballyfad, really.
Yeah.
So we used to go up there, remember?
Yeah, we did.
We were only
yeah.
small and we'd be walking up the hill with the
Yeah.
women there. And
Yeah. Going to midnight mass.
yeah,
How far would Ballyfad be away from here?
a mile and a half.
Mile and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd walk up, and would it be at midnight on the dot, would it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That time it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
When did that stop?
It's still going on, but it's not at midnight.
It's not at midnight anymore, no.
I think it's
It's
10
going back a long time. I
Yes.
think in Johnstown years ago in the old chapel. Remember the lads used to come in from
Oh
the pub?
yeah, and
Drunk.
and I think they were a little bit under the
Under the weather.
Influence.
Yeah, and that stopped midnight mass. 'cause
I think they
they're-
tried to stop that.
Yeah.
And, but they were good singers.
But going back to Ballyfad though, there was none
Yeah.
of that time, was there?
No, not that
They
time.
wouldn't be in the pub as
No.
much. But
But
It's the exact same in Ballygart. We have
Was
a
it?
couple of people lads who climbed into the crib, and lads who
Horse.
yeah, usual stuff. Every
No.
village has that story.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
nothing that bad now, but
No.
you'd hear them to be in the back of the chapel and
Mm,
they may as well be still in the pub, you know, that kind of way.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Here's one thing I'm going to ask you as well. Do you ever remember on Christmas Eve, families sitting down and having a meal together on Christmas Eve rather than Christmas Day?
no.
No.
Did you do anything on Christmas Eve apart from going to midnight mass?
You'd be just getting ready stuff for the
No.
next day kind of thing, giving your mother a hand.
And
or
yeah, and
just-
tidying up. We're tidying up
Yeah.
because Santy was coming and he wouldn't come if the house was untidy. That's what I was told.
Oh, when we were younger, yeah. Yeah. I'd
So-
always be giving my mother a hand to do
Yeah,
get
yeah.
bits and pieces ready. It could
Yeah.
be, we'd have had the Christmas pudding and all made
Yeah.
well before
Oh,
Christmas.
that'd be made months
and
before.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you'd be making stuffing and all kinds of bits and pieces.
And the Jews call him Santy.
Yeah.
Santy, yeah.
Yeah.
Same as we call them Santy as well. Now they're all called Santa Claus and Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Santy.
Sandy.
Santy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you another thing about Christmas.
Yeah.
Down, you know where the pub is now, there used to be a shop there one time when gardeners came first.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd have all the toys and
Oh, yeah,
dolls.
we used to look in the window.
Every night we go down to
Look at
stare at the toys in the window.
Look
Every
at the
night they used
dolls,
to go on
looking
the
at the
dolls,
dolls.
yeah. Oh, hope Santy brings me down.
Never did.
Yeah, well, I got one
Yeah.
eventually.
People didn't have the money, lads.
No.
They didn't
no,
have the money. Yeah,
No.
and other people around we used to give out.
Yeah.
Be other, well, even relations of mine to be getting dolls and prams. And
Yeah.
why doesn't Santy bring us a pram? We couldn't understand why we wouldn't get one.
Yeah, but
You
that's,
know, or a bike or something like that.
money was scarce that
It
time.
was, yeah. And then
You know.
be a crowd in the family like that.
Yeah.
So,
Now children have got too much.
yeah, they
Yeah.
don't appreciate anything.
No, that's the same way.
They've got too much, they just throw them there.
Yeah, they've got
Bikes or anything, they
Yeah.
don't care about them.
Yeah. Tell me this then as well. I was thinking about Christmas there now. Was there, come St. Stephen's Day, did you have the Wren Boys up here? Did any lads go out?
No.
No,
No.
but I remember being in Gorey. This is going back a good few years now too. I was in having a drink with friends, and there was a crowd of people
Wren.
came in doing the Wren, yeah, looking for money. So
That's,
know,
that's only in
that's the only
lesser
time
years.
I seen that really.
Yeah.
When was that? The 70s or
Oh
80s?
God,
or-
could have been even the 90s.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was done very often. Just
No.
we're in Paddy Blues, and that's. I remember that because I thought it was unusual, you know. But I had heard about it, all right. But
Mostly in the west of Ireland, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's in pockets here. The travellers will do it around Buncrowley.
yeah, they could have been even
Yeah,
travellers
so
for
we
all
travel
I
do
know.
because it's a way to get a few pence.
Yeah.
Really, see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me this, did you ever remember, I remember in Ballygart on come St. Stephen's Day, we always used to notice the fellas that come out from Gorey hunting the hares. They used to go hunt, they go coursing or collecting the hares on St. Stephen's Day. Do you ever notice that around here?
There was a hunt. There was always
There used to be a hunt
a
here.
fox hunting here. St. Stephen's Day, there was always a big hunt here. But it's not now. I think that's stopped now. Yeah.
Christmas. Did you do much years ago over the Christmas break at all? Did you go out and visit neighbours or visiting graves or anything like that?
We also we went up to Ballyfad on a Christmas day to see the crib.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
we
it.
used to visit the cribs.
Yeah,
Chris in Johnstown and
no, we more or less went to Ballyfad.
Ballyfad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying that you go visit the graves at Christmas, is that
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Now,
Well,
just
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
But
When we were younger, now we didn't see him that
we didn't,
often.
no,
but,
we didn't go when we were younger.
Well,
No.
I did because I used to have to go back up to Ballyfad.
Yeah. Oh,
to the
yeah.
shop to get the shopping. Even when we moved to Coolgreany. And I always went into the chapel and tidied up the graves. It might be only grass on it at that time, but we'd pull the grass and light a candle. My mother, who will I light the candle for? She'd always say the souls in purgatory.
Yeah.
The poor souls in purgatory, she said. But we used
Yeah.
to, you know, I used to be up fairly often now. Once a week at least.
Yeah, that's another.
And we always went into the chapel if somebody came with me.
Yeah.
It might be the odd time you
That's
come
another
with
thing
me.
we used to do. My mother used to buy a big red candle.
Oh, yeah.
That Lent
For Christmas Eve.
for Christmas Eve, and the youngest in the house
I'd light
used
it.
to light it, and I used to light it
Yeah, that's right.
and put it in the window.
Yeah.
One of the things that you do on Christmas Eve was your mother went off and she bought a candle, was that right?
That's
Well,
right.
she'd have it in the house before
Big, a
then,
big
but-
red candle.
Yeah.
Big
yeah,
red candle.
Yeah.
And she'd put it in a jar with soil in it.
Yeah, or sand. or
And
something.
put it in the window, and the youngest in the house used to light it, and that was me. I used to
You were
light
the
it
youngest,
every
yeah.
Christmas, and that was to show Our Lady the way or something, or give her light or something like that.
Or was for Jesus for the first light
Yeah,
to show him.
yeah, something like
Or
that.
to say that he was welcome or something,
Yeah.
you know, that type.
Yeah.
Would you leave that lighting all night?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be lighting all
till
night.
it had burned out.
Yeah, that's why the soil
next
was
day.
put in it. in case of fire, and curtains would be pulled back, and be lighting all night.
And would you let it burn out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it would be.
It'd be burning into the next day, well into the
Yeah,
next day. Sure.
it would, yeah.
Into St. Stephen's Day?
No, into Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So,
and tell me this, did you ever see him sweeping up the ashes or cleaning the hearth on a Christmas Eve?
Oh, that was always done, yeah. The chimney be cleaned out.
yeah.
And just before Christmas. Mightn't be Christmas Eve, but around Christmas time.
Yeah, before Christmas.
We used to think it was for Santy one time.
Oh, that's
Nanny say
right.
you have to clean out the chimney now
For Santy.
Yeah.
And we used to put our letters up in the chimney
Oh yeah.
when we were writing the Santy.
Stove, and there was a little door that you pull back, to clean the
Chimney.
part of the thing, and put the
Yeah,
letters in there.
Yeah, I used to check every day to see was the letter gone. Innocent times.
Innocent, yeah. That's why I was trying to think.
Yeah.
We were very innocent, growing up.
And would you have left the door open for Santy to come, or did you come down the chimney? Was that your story?
We came down the chimney, but the door was always open anyway.
Yeah.
In our house, the door's never locked. Always.
That-
Anyone could walk in.
That was years ago. You could do that.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't do it now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You often said to me that our door was never locked.
No.
Sure was.
No.
No.
So,
The key would be in the front door, and anybody could have come in.
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
And did you ever remember years ago a neighbour give you maybe a bag of sticks at Christmas or a block at Christmas for a Christmas
No.
block?
No.
We hadn't got that. No.
That'd be an open fire thing, wouldn't it? For the open fire.
But we still had wood in the.
No, the Yule log, is that it? No.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be for the open fire.
Oh yeah.
And we hadn't got an open fire.
Not down here, no.
Using on stove hedges.
Yeah, stove.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Do you ever years ago as children or see your fathers or brothers doing it, maybe getting a bit of holly and ivy and bringing it out to neighbours that mightn't, older neighbours? Do you ever see
Oh,
them
we
do
used to collect
we
holly
used to
for,
do that ourselves.
Yeah, for some of all the
we'd give
people
it
that might
to-
ask you, could you get me a bit of holly?
Yeah, we used to do
we
that.
done that.
Anyone that'd be old, or
Yeah.
we'd give them a bit of holly. So we did that ourselves.
Yeah, we still like to have a bit of holly in the house.
Oh yeah, I have to
Even
have a
if
bit
it's
of
only
holly.
a small bit.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
it has to have a bit of berry on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
has to
have
have berries.
Last year, tell you a story about the holly. Last year, we were waiting and waiting, be up in the woods for walks. There's a lovely bit of holly. We wouldn't take much now. But remember last year, the birds came in and they had it
They
swept
swept the whole thing. There
before
wasn't a
Christmas.
berry left on it.
No, you think somebody had deliberately come in and took the berries off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had very hard to get. We got a couple of little bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were saying you'd only put the holly up a couple of days before.
Yeah.
That's all.
Because it used to dry out. My
About
mother
3
always say.
days before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mammy would always say, like,
Yeah.
there's no point in putting up because it dries out.
Yeah.
You know the way it goes in there.
And you wouldn't take them down until
Oh,
Christmas.
till after Little Christmas. It'll be the day after.
Yeah.
The day after Little Christmas.
Yeah. Decorations were never taken down
No, till
until the 6th of January or
after.
after it.
Yeah.
New Year's. Did you inquire on New Year's at all?
No.
No, not really. I don't think I remember anyway.
Oh, we used to go, well, when we got
No.
older, we go out on Christmas
No,
Eve.
that way, but
Or
there was
there
no-
used to be always a dance on Christmas night down in Inch
yeah,
and Johnstown before that.
Yeah.
But we were very young then.
What was the dance on Christmas night?
Christmas night.
On the Christmas on the 25th.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, it's on the 25th.
Yeah, in
Christmas
the hall. It's
night.
gone in Johnstown now. But I went to
Oh, was
one or
it?
two over there. I was only young then.
Yeah.
But we were let go at that time. But there used to be a dance down in Inch too on Christmas night.
And would it be busy?
Oh yeah, be a good crowd.
Packed. Be packed.
Yeah.
And was there drink in it?
No,
No.
you wouldn't get drink.
Yeah. What kind of dance would it be? Would like a live band or?
Yeah, live band.
It'd be rock and roll mostly, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And,
Whatever
yeah.
was
Well, at that time, we mostly rock and roll and things like that.
waltzes.
Yeah, waltzes.
On Christmas night.
Christmas night.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, but now there's no.
There isn't anymore, but
No.
that did
That
go
time-
on because even when I got married,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah,
still a Johnstown
Yeah.
and Inch because I went one.
yeah.
And was that your own mother and father's time, you think, as well, or was it?
I don't
know. I
don't know about that, but my sister used to go. She'd be older than me, and she used to get ready and go out Christmas night
Yeah.
to the dance in Johnstown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what was in Johnstown?
There was a
Yeah,
hall
hall-
up, same
hall.
type of thing.
yeah,
The hall is gone now, it's knocked down. But
Yeah.
same thing. And then I went and moved to Inch when
Johnstown.
stopped in.
Yeah, when I stopped in Johnstown.
And why did it stop? Did the church come after it, or did it just fizzle
Well,
out?
it was belonged
Well,
to the church.
actually, the church ran it, I think.
They did in
I
Johnstown
think
anyway.
they did.
Yeah, they did. Sure, the priest was there.
Yeah, I think they
He
did.
was at.
yeah.
He'd come in before the end of the night.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, he did.
Separate us all with a stick.
I don't know. I was very young at that time, but
Yeah.
then years
So-
after, I was going down to Inch, you know.
Tell me this actually. You mentioned getting married. No, you had the sense not to get married, right?
She had the censure.
Yeah. Do you remember years ago? No, for the weddings years ago, the breakfast like my mother and father? A lot of weddings actually. Years ago, a lot of weddings were held at home in their home, the
Oh,
bride's
that's
home.
right.
I
Yeah,
had before our time.
that's
though.
a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You would have got married probably in the church in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the hotel. Yeah. Did you ever hear them coming across? Daddy them had one at home. Say there was an older couple getting married in life, especially an older man. The lads would turn up blowing hard outside the
Oh, I heard,
building.
yeah.
I heard tell her that.
Oh God, there used to be murder around here. That's
I,
right, blow.
if you didn't like the
What is the
person or
colour?
something,
We
was
go
it?
out, they used to go
Was
out.
it?
What did they call around here? No, they used to do.
Blow.
They used to do it to Tormenting too.
Yeah.
Because some people were very finicky.
But,
But anyway, yeah, they used to go out and we had a broken bottle, and was that it?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember my brother doing that one time.
Yeah.
There was a crowd of them went out, yeah.
Can you tell me what went on here prior to the weddings years ago?
Well, young fellas used to go out and
A gang of
call
lads.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
call blowing.
Yeah.
It might be a broken bottle, you know, the end of it broke and they'd be blowing through there.
Yeah.
Like a good noise now. And this would go on for hours, a few nights maybe before the wedding.
Hiding down in the fields and no one would know who they were.
Yeah. They wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be seen, you
Yeah.
know. Because they
That's
get into trouble because some people get very offended about it,
Yeah.
you know, so...
And
Yeah, it was mostly the young lads that went out and about.
Yeah, just for devilment.
Yeah,
And this was prior to the husband and wife getting married,
yeah,
Yeah.
bride and groom.
yeah.
Yeah.
And did pick on anyone, would they? Or did,
Anybody.
Oh,
Anybody be
Anybody.
getting married, it didn't
Anybody.
matter. But then sometimes they mightn't like it. Person they might,
they do it twice as bad.
yeah, and might go overboard maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
and they turn up a couple of nights beforehand and blow
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they
nice.
wouldn't actually be at the house, but they'd be close enough. It could be around a field or a ditch or,
Yeah.
you know.
You wouldn't see him.
No.
Were you saying one of your brothers did it?
I remember my
No.
brother going out. She wouldn't tell you anyway.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know whether they probably did, but I don't
I'd say they
remember.
all did it back then. You know,
Yeah.
most of the young lads.
But
Young men did it.
Young men, yeah.
And were they dressed up, do you think, or were they covered their faces? Or
No,
all?
they'd just be
No.
hiding, wouldn't they?
yeah, in the
Could
dark,
even, they could even be up a
the
tree
black
or
at
anything.
night, the black of night.
Wouldn't it?
It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that went on. What are we talking here? Are we talking the 1960s or the
Oh,
70s?
Jenny.
I
would
yeah,
be
it would be the
60s.
60s,
Yeah.
60s,
Going back that far.
50s and 60s, I'd say.
Yeah, probably
That was
late
on.
50s. That we can remember.
That-
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Did you get flown for your wedding?
No. No.
Mm.
And it phased out too, disappeared then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
phased
just
out.
phased out.
Yeah, because people used to get offended by it, I think. You know?
Then, yeah, it's all changed now anyway.
Yeah.
The weddings, I suppose people, the bride and groom went back, they didn't go off on any honeymoons years ago either, did they? Or
Ah, they would.
In our
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
they did, but...
They will be only maybe up to Dublin or somewhere like that.
I wouldn't go too far.
They wouldn't be going too far.
Yeah, yeah.
Might go as far as Wexford maybe or Waterford. be the furthest it
For a
go.
few days, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't be going off fern or anything
Oh
like
no,
that.
oh no.
Did you ever hear of anyone called the Straw Boys coming in? No, maybe it was you because you got married a bit later on. Maybe in your mother's time, the dances would be in the reception would be in the kitchen at home, the bride's house,
Yeah.
and the lads come in, Blackmen they call them, coming in dressing up back into Egypt, causing devilment.
Never heard of that.
I
no.
heard something about Strawmen, but I can't remember what it was. It's going back a good bit now.
I
you know.
can't remember that.
But I have heard people mention about these Strawmen.
Do you ever come across one as well? I came across it in Wexford town when you mentioned Wexford there. That on the morning of the wedding, a chimney sweep would come around. Supposed to be good luck.
Oh,
And he'd always come and he'd sing or do something, or he'd do something with the bride that meant good luck for the marriage. You ever come across that?
What's that jumping up? I know that's
Yeah,
getting
what
married.
was the jumping over the brush thing?
That's when they were getting married, wasn't it? Years ago. They used to
Nah,
jump
that-
over the broom.
I think years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we
I can't remember anything
don't
about
think
it.
that was in our time or...
Did you hear your mother talking about that?
No, not really.
Was you ever told as well, that was the start of Lent.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be allowed to go to a dance.
That's
Oh,
right,
that's
yeah.
right, yeah.
Going back, say when Joe's in them.
Yeah, well, my sister now,
She'd
there'd be no
leave.
dancing during Lent. But
Yeah.
I don't remember after that. You know.
And there was other things that you didn't. You had to give up stuff and
Oh yeah, I used to give up sweets.
things like that. Not that we got that many of them at that time, but
No, but we gave them up anyway.
we gave them up. And yeah, there was no dances or.
But you were allowed to eat sweets on St. Patrick's Day. Did you ever hear that?
But that was a later thing.
Yeah.
People
yeah.
made that up themselves because if you're sticking to Lent, it was the whole of Lent. Not just for
Yeah.
break it for Patrick's Day. We never broke it for Patrick's Day.
No, not really.
That was in latter years, you
Yeah.
know.
And did you ever hear come across, well, there'd be no marriages in Lent either?
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
No one got married in Lent.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Did you call an egg a gug?
You used to, because I remember you calling it a gug.
Gugs. My mother
Yeah.
used to call them gugs.
Well, that's where it must have come from because you
Yeah.
used to call them gugs.
Gugs, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
We did. Yeah.
We didn't, but you used to
yeah.
call them gugs.
Yeah, gugs.
Or would you have a guggy egg in a cup?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Favourite way of doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, the nicest way you can have an egg
Yeah.
in a cup. Lovely.
Children loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I found the time to be able to eat her, you'd be breaking up the egg in the cup for.
Yeah.
And come Easter time, lads, when you were little girls years ago, do you ever remember getting the salt blessed or anything in Easter?
I had to do that in the chapel every Easter.
Oh,
don't
they're
they?
still, yeah. We didn't do it though. We didn't do that.
No, but they're doing it for a good few
Oh,
years
I
now.
see it up in Ballyfad there where the salt is left on the altar.
Yeah, we used to bring candles to get blessed. The
Yeah.
wax candles. You know, for the throat.
Yeah. St. Blaise's Day
Yeah.
that was.
But
Just in
then,
February,
yeah,
I
what
think
time was it? The salt for Lent, was it?
Easter, I think it was.
Easter.
Easter. I
Yeah,
think it was.
they still do that in Ballyfad.
Yeah, I
And
see.
did you ever see him sprinkling the blessed salt on a cow after having a calf, or maybe sprinkling salt on something for luck? No sick animal or
No.
No, I never seen that.
no.
No.
Not saying they don't do
Yeah,
it, but
yeah,
haven't seen.
Did you ever see him bringing in the seed spuds at all? Did you grow spuds? Did your father's grow
Oh,
spuds?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see him years ago? The older people putting in the spuds by the 17th of March.
They always had him in by
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah, because we used to help my father
Yeah.
sow the potatoes. Yeah,
17th of March.
yeah, they used to be in by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what day would you take them out at?
Oh God, I can't remember that.
Oh no, we just ate them.
Well, it'd be after the flour go off
Yeah.
the potato and all
I
that.
can't
And
remember when we ate.
when would it be? March, said or so?
July, would it be?
June or July?
July, would
the
it?
first ones that come in.
The 29th of June was St. Peter and Paul saying, Mammy
Yeah.
never said the dig would always get
On
the
that
broom.
day, was it? Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
broom on the pattern day in Dunamore as well. The last Sunday in July, the Saturday.
Right.
But tell me this, with the spuds. Do you ever actually hear him saying you'd never plant anything on Good Friday? Or bad luck or good luck to plant something on Good Friday? No.
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 No. And knowing your father years ago and they're sowing the spuds, did you ever hear the old people years ago calling spuds prates?
Praise, that's all right.
praties, yeah.
Praise, yeah.
Yeah, praties.
The odd older people again
Yeah.
used to, the odd one to call it out, wouldn't they?
Praties, yeah.
Yeah.
Older people.
Even
Yeah, I
older
heard
than our father or mother.
Yeah.
Like, to be,
And they'd call the potatoes.
Praties.
yeah. Some of them would. Not
Yeah.
everyone.
No.
But,
And would have little names for things around the house, like in bowl would be called like kish or any unusual names like that.
No, I can't remember. No.
Would it call an onion an ingen? I call an onion an ingen still.
I
No.
know
No.
Mrs. Derry used to call them
Oh, yeah.
onions or something. What did she
Oh,
call
well,
them?
she was from a different county.
She
you
was
see.
from Waterford, but they
She
had
a
different
names.
for things, you know.
Yeah.
Onions.
Yeah.
Onions, yeah.
Yeah,
No, we
yeah.
any.
Onions are.
Was it?
Some people just call onions, all right.
Yeah.
The odd person as well.
We call them ingans at home.
Do you? Yeah.
Ingans, yeah.
Yeah.
Ingans, ingans.
Yeah,
Never had
well, I
that.
did hear it.
Yeah.
Never had
It's funny about names, you'd be corrected in school, but you know what? They're old pronunciations. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with them. Like we'd say, like not saying you'd say it for, we'd say floor rather than floor.
Yeah,
Did you
we
say
used to
floor?
always, we used to always say, we changed over the years, but we used to always say when we were young would be the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Floor.
yeah,
Did you say the door?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Or would you say cowl for cold?
yeah.
That's
And
half, half
for,
Irish.
tea for the tea and
Yeah. Cup
Uh,
on. Yeah, the tea.
tea.
Cup of tea.
Yeah, sounds funny now if you say that
But that's-
about the
that's-
floor and
That's half Irish, you see.
yeah, and things like
You know.
You were saying, look, there were some lovely local pronunciations for things around here, right?
that. Yeah,
And I can hear the dog here walking on the
line.
Oh, well, I put
on the
her
line out. No, she's ran.
Yeah.
But she's walking on the thing called the floor, isn't she?
That's right. We always called it the floor
Floor.
when we were younger.
floor, yeah.
Floor and the door. No,
Yeah,
door.
door.
Door, yeah.
Door.
You kind of forget now because you try and get out these people to be laughing at you for saying it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the way we grew up. We used to call them that, you know.
And you say tea was for tea.
Ah, yeah,
Tea is tea.
It was always
That's
tea.
Irish for tea,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Cold rather than cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
Cold, it's cold.
Yeah.
We still say it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
well,
Sometimes.
And
Depends on who's around.
how you feel comfortable being around someone saying that, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
And would you say safe or see? Down to the say.
Down to the say, yeah.
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 Yeah. I hear people at that still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in a couple of generations, we won't be doing it. That's,
No,
that's the sad thing.
No, yeah.
We'll be getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, saying things like that we'd have. Trying to figure out other ones as well. Well, we're saying onion, ingans. We'd said ingans at home. We all said
Yeah.
ingans.
No.
Just
we-
one or two people I heard it, but I can't
No.
really
I was-
know. I used to hear it now and again.
Praties
Indians.
for spuds, is it?
Yeah. Spuds too and praise.
Old
Older people again.
I'd say praties.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd say
Be
praties.
really old, you know.
Was there any place names around here? I'm trying to think. Did you didn't farm, so you
No.
had. But would you ever hear people calling names of the fields or anything like that? Or you probably that you probably never.
Well, up where the cottages where I was
Oh,
born,
yeah,
actually,
There's names on.
was the Bridge Meadow.
Yeah, that was the Bridge Meadow.
Yeah, that's where up this cottage I'm telling you about where.
up in
Well,
the
I was
Ballyfad.
actually born in the cottage.
Yeah.
And how
yeah.
about you, up in the woods?
Up, no, there was a wood across that was known as Abbey Wood, because I think it belonged to the Benedictine Abbey. Was down over there. It belonged to that.
Yeah, but it would have
then-
been all the same wood years back,
Yeah.
you know.
And then there was a field over the road called the Pope's Field.
Pope's.
Remember that?
That's right, yeah.
We always called that the Pope's
Oh,
Field.
we heard that. That's what it was always
Yeah.
called.
Popesfield.
Yeah, it must be belong to the
Abbey.
monastery or the abbey.
Yeah, Friary.
Yeah, Friary, yeah.
Just over the road, there used to be Friary down there years ago.
And what townsland would that be in now?
It'd be Coolgreany Domain, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, Coolgreany Domain.
and then they had the lily field over there as well,
Yeah,
near the house.
yeah,
That probably was in latter years, so.
I think so.
But the Pope's Field now.
That was the only one I remember, really, the Pope's Field.
We're up this part of Wexford as well. Do you ever remember Kennedy landing his helicopter up there in the back of Tinnock there years ago? Do you remember?
I heard tell of it, but I don't remember it.
No.
But I did hear tell of it.
That's his field is called Kennedy's Field now, we call it.
That's
Landed,
right.
yeah. Michael Redden was landing.
He was on his way down to New
Yeah.
Ross or somewhere, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, I've heard tell of it, but didn't remember at the time.
Do you ever come across places that were haunted years ago, places where ghosts were seen, Black Dog or just
Yeah. Up towards Ballyfad there. Freeman's Turn as we call it.
Yeah, the wood turn there.
My mother and her brother was going back to Ballyfad one night. I was kind of in the autumn time, it'd be dark early and all the leaves are on the ground, and she was linking her brother. I think they were after being at something in the old school down there, concert or something. But they were going home linking anyway, back up in the dark, and as they got to Freeman's Turn there, my mother went very quiet anyway, and she jumped out of the way, and she saw this big black dog coming straight towards her, and the brother, he never saw anything, but she never spoke till she got down home anyway, and he didn't know what was going on with her, but that's what happened. She told him then when she got in, he hadn't seen nothing. But still going around in places, people do see this black dog, and down Inch Road as well.
Yeah, there's supposed to be one down there.
Yeah, so whether it's the same big black dog or what, I don't know, but
would people have seen it recently?
I think they do. Remember, it was
who's that?
The postman or something, was he telling a story one?
Oh no, I was talking about that.
The black dog, yeah.
The black dog,
But,
has anyone seen it lately though?
I don't know about lately, but my daughter said she saw it up that road one night too, with the red eyes.
And would it be how big would it be? Big, like size of a calf somewhere or something?
Well, that's what my mother said anyway. The one she saw was about the size of a small calf. Yeah, that's the way she explained it. I used to be terrified going up there in the dark. If I was up in Derrick's or anything and coming home, or I might go up a bit with some of my very wary of that corner.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I grew up with these stories with Mammy at home too, and it's like this. It doesn't bother me whether you believe them or not. They're stories.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of like lads to be strange lights seen in places where to be?
Yeah, I heard. Going back again with Derrick's and other people were saying up at Newtown up there. Wasn't there lights singing and stuff like that? I don't know all the ins and outs.
We don't know the ins.
Angela would probably tell you a lot more about things like that.
Did it have a name on the light? Was it called a Powell light or anything like that, or an unusual name on it? No.
I never heard really.
No, I don't know.
We didn't hear much about that really.
But,
my father said he saw lights years ago and he had to go to the priest, and the priest would go off and say a prayer for someone. Someone was looking for a prayer. That was the worst said years ago.
Or if you saw something, you're supposed to ask him, can you help them, or get a mass said for them, or something like that.
What's that? If you saw a ghost, or what they call them, ghosts around here, spirit or whatever, yeah. So. Do you ever come across people that frightened life way down at Thursday early? Do you ever come across years ago people saying they'd see the fetch of someone? When Ballygart, say you could be in town and someone would see someone and they go, geez, that person's dead. That person's been dead for the last 3 years. How's that? Do you ever come across something like that? No.
Yeah, well, I don't know. My brother, the youngest,
oh yeah,
he used to be a man lived in there, and he was dead years now, and he used to live below there, and Martin was going down to the village, my brother, and he mightn't like this saying this stuff, but he met your man on the green anyway, and he was, night Martin or something, he says to him, Martin thought, oh, you were dead. So he scarpered off with himself anyway. Just realised that he was dead, and your man was there. Hello, Martin, or something. He always said to him, or so maybe my brother wouldn't want me to say that. But
was your man's fetch coming back, or the ghost of the man coming
back?
The
ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
We always call it a ghost.
A ghost, yeah. And do you ever see a place to be haunted? Do you ever hear stories years ago, being a bridge or going along a road, and the horse would be going along a road, and the horse would stop,
Yes,
Yeah,
Jess, I can't do nothing.
I've actually seen a horse stopping rare.
Up in the river.
When he came down to the
The
bridge.
Yeah, Paul
The
Kennedy,
horse,
was it?
yeah, the horse went up, and he says he always does that when he comes to here.
That's the
When
bridge
he-
I'm talking
You know,
about.
the bridge going up to Ballyfad.
Yeah.
And the minute he comes to there, the horse starts rearing and stopping
he
and won't
wouldn't, because
go.
he used to go under the bridge. He go from one side of the wood into the other, but you could go under the road, you know, under the
Yeah.
bridge. But what was that story about your man with the bag on his back?
Oh, the kind of a poem, wasn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be seeing
Yeah,
this man.
but it's a poem really too. What is it? On a moonlight night at 12 o'clock, a man in black with a sack on his back is seen at the bridge of Ochapowell. That's the name of that bridge up in Ballyfad there, on the way up to
Who
Ballyfad.
made that poem now that you're talking about?
It could have been your
I could have
grandfather.
been grandfather because he lived beside it.
Yeah, it could have been your grandfather.
But
That's
he
what I'm
was,
saying,
there was
it's a
supposed to be a
poem.
man seen with a bag on his back anyway up at this bridge. And there's more than one person seen it
Yeah,
over the years.
And what's the name of the bridge called?
Ochapowell. That's the name of the bridge, on the way up to Ballyfad.
It's this little bridge that I'm telling you about.
Mm.
You know,
And that bridge you were telling me earlier, that bridge, if a horse is coming down it,
well,
Yeah,
you've seen it.
yeah, Paul Kennedy was riding a horse one day and he started to rear, and he says he always does that when he comes to here. So I don't know.
that could Paul Cullen.
Yeah,
Because the horse animals are supposed to see things
yeah,
before
it's,
human
yeah.
would, you know, sense it or...
Do you hear that about dogs as well? A dog will sense something.
yeah,
Because I remember up that way again, there was lads out hunting.
yeah.
Do you know beside Martin's house up there, you know, Freeman's big field
Yeah,
beside the wood?
yeah,
There was lads up hunting and
yeah.
with dogs. This has gone back a good few years too, but the dogs turned on the owner. They had seen something and they went mad and they
Wouldn't let him down or something.
wouldn't let them down to the
Yeah.
bottom of the field or
Something like
there's
that.
something going on anyway. The dogs sensed something.
The dogs wouldn't let the owner down.
Yeah, but I think weren't they turning on the owner as
yeah,
well?
yeah. In other words, they wouldn't let him down.
Yeah, didn't want him to get out of there.
Mm.
Because they sense danger.
Yeah,
Must have been.
must have dogs knew there was something there
Yeah.
that wasn't right or... Yeah.
Do you ever hear that lads out in fields years ago, men they get lost too, to
Yeah.
go into a field and
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to hear stories about it, didn't
Yeah. My mother got lost when she was young. She came out of a house with another person
I? Oh,
and they said to take a shortcut across the field. And they were she kept getting over ditches and over ditches and over ditches and couldn't get out of the field. And finally they got out. But they said, what was that now? How come we couldn't get out of that field last night?
yeah,
So they said they'd go back the next day. So
yeah. But that's happened to a lot of people over the years
no,
too.
but there's an explanation here.
Is there?
Yeah, and sure, when they looked in the field, hadn't they climbed over potato pits? There was a whole lot of potato pits in the field, and they were after climbing, and they see the marks.
Or
for
they
the-
thought it was a ditch.
and they thought they were getting over ditches,
Oh,
and they could see the marks where they
Yeah.
had climbed over them,
yeah.
and was getting over several of them, and they thought they were.
so they made shite of someone's potato pit.
Yeah.
Scrambling over in the dark.
Was there many Ras up here? Raheen, did you call them?
There is a few.
Couple,
isn't
there's
there?
a couple.
Did you call them a Raheen?
Raheens, yeah.
Same as myself,
Yeah, Raheens.
Do you ever hear men going, you don't have to mention names now, whatever, lads going in cutting sticks off them and getting bad luck?
Well, I know that people are afraid of going near.
Yeah, but
They
no,
don't.
I didn't hear it.
Well, Oliver said, remember the thing in the wood he was showing us on
yeah,
that he wouldn't, he'd be
I
afraid
know.
to cut a stick or anything in it because he'd be afraid of bad luck or whatever.
Do you ever hear people years ago seeing lights like a Jack-o'-lantern or Willie the Wisp? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
With Pertella that year
Yeah.
was years ago.
yeah.
I think my mother saw one coming up out of the field and going up and out across the hill.
A light.
A light, yeah.
Oh, that'd be way up in your town
Yeah.
as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I think there was other stories, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
she
With
saw that.
lanterns. Was there a
It was-
lantern or something?
Jack the Lantern that day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So your mother, years ago, you probably heard stories about Jack the Lantern and Willie the Wisp, did you?
We heard bits, but it
Bits,
wasn't from
Jack the
them
Lantern,
really,
no.
was it? It wasn't from my mother. So
Well, just
part of
my
it.
mother said
your mother.
she saw it.
Yeah.
Said it was a round ball and it just went up and out over the hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
now that you say that, remember what my mother saw up around the lawn? The lights.
Yeah.
And she stood at the gate. There was this thing came down and was hovering, and there was lights all around it. And I was there. She was standing up on the gate trying to get a better look at it. But it was strange.
So
And that was years ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
And go down, Jess.
She's alright, labour. Right.
Getting her nails caught in my jumper.
She wants me jumper.
But yeah, the only conclusion we came to that was a flying saucer. And my mother wasn't a person that would tell you something. She wouldn't make up stories to tell you. You know, that kind of person. She wouldn't tell you lies. So what she saw.
Yeah.
And you would know that, wouldn't you?
Mm.
She wouldn't make it.
Do you ever hear people saying years ago to go to bed, or a house to be built under, say, a fairy path to be like to go to bed in the delf, rattle on the dresser, or stuff like that? Where,
No.
How about Max down there? Not the Delph.
Oh,
They're knocking on the window.
That's
This would be my uncle now.
That's not a fairy pat, that though.
No,
That's
that
a
was
mass
mass
pat.
pat.
Supposed
Yeah.
to be
Down just
know.
a few doors down there.
it's built on a mass
From the
pat.
time
They could hear
they moved from
voices.
Ballyfad down there. But no, there was knocking on the window every night
Yeah,
from the time they came down. Knocking on the room window.
yeah, and they could hear people talking.
And then
As if they
after,
were
I don't
going
know,
by.
yeah, and then after years, they moved into the middle room, as we
Yeah,
call it. Moved
yeah.
into, and when they moved in there, this is the mother and father, like, the knocking went to that window. So,
Don't know.
Jesus. Do you ever hear the years ago when you were young girls about the bow?
yeah, I was
Oh,
going
the
to say
banshee.
that. I was going to say that to you a few minutes ago. Another thing happened. Did you hear?
No.
But another thing happened up in Ballyfad as well. When my granny was dying, my mother was in the house on her own with her. She was looking after her. And outside the room window, the bow started up, the banshee, as we call it. And, oh God, she was terrified anyway. But my grandmother died that night.
Yeah.
But the
Suppose-
banshee was outside the window anyway.
Yeah.
And did you ever hear, they used to say years ago about the banshee's comb, if you find the comb, not to
Touch it.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Or if
Yeah.
you throw it into the house, you're supposed to get tongs or something and throw it, never to hand it back to her. Or, I don't know what the rest of, but I know the banshee was outside the
Yeah.
window in Ballyfad.
So they follow the O's and the Macs.
Yeah,
And it'd be McDonald's, you see.
yeah. Mother was MacDonald.
Yeah.
But I did hear myself. I thought I heard her in Coolgreany myself years ago, down at the Ball.
Uh,
I was supposed to be down across there, and I was staying with relations in Nartlow one time. And I was in in the room. There was the old woman and her daughter, and I was over here in a little bit. I was only very young, fairly young at the time, and there was this awful noise one night, and I heard Mary saying to the mother, I'm going out to have a look, see her or something like that. And the mother was giving out to her, and of course I was over in the corner with the blankets over my head. I was afraid to move. But anyway, the next morning there was a Mrs. O'Byrne had died down over the Navy Bridge in Narble.
yeah.
So she was an O'Byrne, but
Yeah.
I was stiff in the bed. I couldn't move. and she going out to look at her.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was an off place for the Banshee and the Navy Bridge in
supposed to
Ardlow.
be.
People in Ardlow won't come up across there at night. Because they used to say she'd be sitting on the bridge combing her hair. There's an awful lot of people in Ardlow would not
The
come
older
up.
people wouldn't.
Even, people maybe a bit older than us and that, I have heard them say.
Yeah. Well, I heard them talking.
Where they had heard stories or they've seen something themselves, I don't know. But they won't come up there at night.
No.
Was there any bridge was seen around here, or was it the handball alley?
They used to say years ago when we were small but I heard something. I was living just across near Patsy Murray now where you're going, just a couple of doors. At that time I was living there, but I used to hear this noise. Once or twice I heard it and I thought, no, it's not cats. I don't know what it is, but but I said to myself it wasn't cats, but it was awful too.
Down by the alley, was it?
Yeah. And people used to say that going way back that she used to be going down across there a lot.
Yeah, I never heard it.
But anyway, I know my mother was
Petrified, was
she was, yeah. And there again, she wouldn't tell you this unless it did happen, so you could go by her,
Yeah.
So,
You was called her the Bow or the Banshee?
Banshee, we always call her.
Yeah. And some people call her the Bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we knew what they were on about.
Call her the Bow.
My mother used to call her the Bow as
Did
well.
she?
Yeah. But we'd know what she was on about.
I know another little thing before you go, when we go for a walk across Ballyfad Wood,
Yeah.
you know where the marhole used to be, the swamp?
Yeah.
Well, there was me and another girl going walking one evening. It was a summer's evening, before it got dark, just before it got dark. We were going up this bit of a hill anyway, and I said to her, can you walk a bit faster? This is when I used to be out walking along. Can you go a bit faster? And here I am, half afraid to look at her. When we got down to the road, then I told her, did you feel anything? And she said, yeah. Because we didn't hardly speak then after that. We got down to the road. It was like there was somebody right at your shoulder. You think somebody
Coming
was...
up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was nothing there. But and after that, could have been a couple of years after that, one of my daughters and myself was going for a walk. This was in the morning time. And I think it was before I got my hip done or something around then. And... there was a seehover in the woods, so I said, I'll wait for you here, you go ahead on to the other gate and come back along. And she, oh, Mammy, she says, when she come back, she felt the very same thing. Frightened the life out of you. She only felt it when she was going, but not coming back.
Yeah.
And it was the same, we were going the same way that evening, getting out at the other side of the road.
Yeah.
It's an awful feeling though, because you just think there's somebody ready to... out of nowhere, like you wouldn't be thinking of anything. You'd be going along. Well, when I was with Nelly, we were chatting along, going along.
Yeah.
And
my mother swore she heard the Bow when people would have died. And when Mammy died about 2 years ago, sister swore. Actually, one thing that happened was a cousin of mine. I met her in the morning. Mammy died. She came in. Said, "Mix, you won't believe it." Said there was little Robin came into the kitchen and she hopped around the table. Said she took her up in her hand and she took a photograph of her phone and she showed me. She said to the Robin, "Goodbye, Nan." She says, "That was your mother's and her hand to go her."
people.
And little Robin out there and said, "That was your mother coming back to say goodbye to you, or to her,
Yeah.
Whether you believe it or not, but that's what people did.
People say that about Robin, all right, or it's a soul.
There's
Or
always a
somebody
Robin in
comes
here.
Yeah.
He sits on the end of the chair when the door is open. And I'm always afraid the dog will get it.
Yeah.
Bring you news, some people say.
Is that it?
Bring news, they said.
Well, it's no wonder they wouldn't tell us then. But that's about Granny dying, yeah. She died that night that the Banshee was outside the window. Well, after, when Grandfather died, we had moved down here about 6 months or something, wasn't it? He died then, and we used to, for years after, he used to smoke a pipe. He used to get a smell of a
pipe or something in the hallway or something, was it?
In the kitchen.
Kitchen,
Yeah. It's like somebody smoking a pipe, and he smoked a pipe. So we reckon it was him, you know.
I've heard about people smelling and the most unusual places. You wouldn't expect it, but it's there, yeah.
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 Well, he was weight down in the house down there, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I smelt it over the years, you know.
You were telling me when you were little girls, you put up the Maybush here in Coolgreany.
That's right.
Yeah.
A girl of Edna Lennon started off here in Coolgreany.
Yeah.
And
They'd cut down the top of a birch tree and they'd put streamers all on it.
Yeah.
And
it'd be carried around the village
Yeah.
then.
and we'd have paper dresses all on us. And we'd start off at the bottom of the village,
Yeah.
wouldn't we?
And go up.
And go up and we'd be singing behind it.
Oh, do you know something
Chanting,
else
chanting.
I just thought now too? We had the fire, the bonfire as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
That's
remember
right.
that bit.
We did, and at the top of the village I had a bonfire. And
Yeah.
then at the end we went back down to her.
We turned around at the grotto and then went back down to the village and we went into a house and we had lemonade and we had biscuits and God, we were delighted.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a party,
Yeah.
you know.
Was that May Eve? Was that the evening? Or was
No.
that May Eve?
May
Day?
Day.
May Day,
Yeah.
Was it
first
dark?
of May.
Was it dark in the
No,
evening?
no, no.
no.
This was
In the middle of the day.
Yeah.
We were only children at the time,
Yeah.
you know.
And then Mr. Emmett took it.
Yeah.
He carried it on.
Yeah, he carried it on as well.
Yeah. But he had bigger.
Oh, it was a big thing then. And we'd end up in his field and he had a kind of a half barrel or something
Yeah.
with a fire in it and we'd roast potatoes in it
roast potatoes.
and do things like and the
drinks
lemonade again and the biscuits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That was one of the bigger ones. we
yeah,
had,
yeah. He was great.
Well, it
though.
died out after that.
And then it fizzled out then after that.
What are we talking? The 1960s again, are we?
60s,
Yeah.
60s.
Early 60s.
It would be early.
Would be
six-
early
yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bonfire was big, was it? You had a big bonfire here as well, did you?
We used to have that for the match after the matches. Every May though there was a bonfire.
Bonfire, yeah.
Yeah, there was. It started off small. It used to be only a small fire first. But then, sure, was going on for years.
Yeah.
On the 1st of May to be a big bonfire.
And would you be jumping over or doing anything or
No.
anywhere?
Well, no. Well, we'd be small and messing around alright, but
No, we didn't jump over. Unless the big lads did it?
They might have.
They might have.
they might have.
We didn't
But,
do it.
I think the end of the bonfire was down at the end of the housing estate. Remember they used to have it down there?
Yeah.
But I think people used to bring all sorts of furniture
Then
and
it
everything.
got out of
I
hand.
kind of got out of hand then. And there
Yeah.
was cans and everything, you know, chaps that draw. But I think that ended that then.
And when did that end? Was it the 70s or 80s?
Which is, could have been
Oh, the
even to the 90s.
80s anyway.
I'd be
Definitely.
into the 90s.
Probably, yeah.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Well into it, I'd say. I did think myself.
They did bonfires in Gorey and Arklow as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did, yeah. They used
I
to do
know after
bonfire.
Wexford winning, you know, when they be coming
Oh,
back.
that was for the matches, yeah.
Yeah,
there
for
was
the
always-
matches. They had the big bonfire on
In
at
the
the
mi-
alley down
In
there.
the middle of the street it was.
middle of the
And
road.
then the
down-
council would be giving out because they were burning the tar off at the road. And then they stopped it.
and then that stopped.
Yeah, they
as well.
stopped. The council wouldn't allow it.
There used to be some
Because-
crowds out for the...
Yeah.
Because this would be the main road down from Dublin, was it?
No, it wouldn't have been, but they would have come through Coolgreany, the team, the Wexford team, you know.
Yeah,
They
especially
don't
come
do
back
it
through
anymore now. They just
No.
go woof, down the
into
bypass
Gorey. Yeah.
and into Gorey. And we go into Gorey now to see him. So,
And would you have lit fires for, say, for a club match? Would you have smaller, your own teams? Or was
I
it just for
can't
the
really
Wexford matches?
remember
yeah,
now.
no.
Can't really
Probably
remember that. Patsy
was.
Murray be able to tell you that.
Patsy will tell you that, you know.
So big bonfires for the hurling matches.
Yeah,
It used to be when they come back with a cup,
Yeah.
especially.
there wasn't
And
too
we'd all
many of them.
did fill up the cup and we get a drink out of the cup. But the children would only get
There'd be lemonade again.
Or, yeah, lemonade or orange or something.
Yeah.
But grown-ups would probably get a drop of whiskey or something.
I don't know.
Did you call it a bonfire? Do you hear the old people call them bonfire rather than
No, bonfire.
bonfire?
Yeah.
One of the great things about this time of year is you always get the herons.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
The lads used to come out from Ardlow
Ardlow,
to sell the herons years
Yeah, the
ago.
fishermen and
Yeah.
they'd knock on the door and a dozen of herons would be bought and
Yeah.
the smell of them then would be in the house.
Yeah.
But they were lovely.
Oh, yeah. And be going out with a colander or
Yeah.
dish or
Oh,
something.
a dish. We used to get a dish full.
Yeah.
In a dish.
Yeah.
We used to get them in a
They were
dish.
cheap that time. But
Yeah,
still,
but
I
we're-
suppose that
Yeah.
father loved them.
Yeah.
He was.
And would you eat the pea in the melt?
Oh, I don't
not
like
the
the
melt. Not the melt.
No.
The pea.
The
that
pea,
was my...
yeah, looking for the pea.
Oh, I'd be looking for that.
Yeah, lovely.
And there's one thing, do you remember as little children we did it, putting the swim into the fire?
We
Oh,
put
yeah,
on the
on the
range.
top of the range. And it
it'd
used to swell up
Yeah.
and burst.
Yeah,
So I think
Yeah.
everyone done that.
yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have right fun. We had to sit
Yeah.
on the range.
Did
Yeah.
you call it a swim as well?
Swim, yeah, that's the swim. So,
Do you ever hear the older people talking about when they'd fry them up, you'd always put belly to back. Granny used to fry the herons up at home because it'd be a good look if you
Or, yeah, different way on the...
pan.
on the pan.
Yeah, I
You'd
think
always
they
put
used to do that.
back to belly, like to be.
Yeah.
Well, it fit better anyway, for a
Yeah.
start.
Well, that's what I thought.
Because that's what I thought it was done for, because it fit better in the pan, you
Yeah.
know, but...
Oh, my
Yeah.
father absolutely adored
Oh,
him.
yeah.
He was from Ardlow now.
Yeah.
And did you ever hear them saying years ago they wouldn't go out fishing on the 11th of November, St. Martin's Eve?
Oh, that's German's part.
Yeah,
No, I never heard that.
No, maybe it was on the coast we grew up with that no one would go out
Well,
fishing.
they might have done it, but we...
Yeah.
Well, you see,
Yeah.
in Arklow now, they'd know that,
Yeah,
you know,
Dude, yeah,
because they'd have that
yeah,
yeah.
tradition in there.
yeah.
So,
And when you were going to the beach years ago, did you ever hear any stories about St. Patrick in Castletown? Did you ever hear anything about St. Patrick landing in Castletown?
he's supposed to have landed or something, and did they stone him or something? I think they threw stones at him.
And he had to go
And
off.
he had to go off, and I think he went up the way and he landed somewhere else. That's the bit I heard about down there. I don't know.
Castletown.
But there's a well down there called Patrick's Well. That's there.
Patrick, yeah.
Yeah. Kilpatrick as well. So there must have been a church down there.
Yeah, I think in where that little well is,
Yeah.
there was, I think you can see remains or there's something there.
Of a church.
So there must have been a tiny little church there
Church,
one time.
Kilpatrick.
And Patrick came back there and they ran him, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know about that. But they were supposed to try to land there and they stoned them. That's the bit I heard. Well, any more than that?
We don't know. No.
Never heard any more. So
You were telling me there that your father was born with a caul, was that right?
I think he was now. It's just something in the back of my head, but I heard him talking about it years ago, and I think he was.
And what's a caul? Can you describe a caul to
It's
me?
like a skin or an
Like a
extra layer of skin, or
a little veil or something, is it? Kind of like a veil.
I'm not quite sure, but it was
Yeah.
something like that. Just
Yeah.
And fishermen would go mad for it, wouldn't they?
I don't know about the fish. I'd say they would because they wouldn't drown. You're not supposed to
Yeah.
drown if you were born with one of these.
Or born in